Back for another episode. In this episode I'm going to be doing the level 35 ninja quest. So I hit level 35 ninja by taking advantage of the challenge log, doing some dungeon roulettes, guild hest roulettes, some fates and stuff like that. So I got to 35 really quickly. So I'm now back here with Tsubame next to Wineport in eastern Noscea. And let's see what we have to do. So the quest is called Killer Combinations, and I will get Chi, which is, I believe, the second mudra. So Tsubame appears quite pleased with your progress. Oh, sorry, I misclicked. Let's see. So it says Mithrie, why did I not hear your footsteps as you approached? You are becoming more and more the shinobi with each day. Oboro has been awaiting your return. Please enter. So if you've accidentally misclicked on the thing like I did just then, you can just click on the event tab and it's in the log right there in case you want to revisit. So let's now go in. Cool. So let's see what he has to say. So, Mithrie, it is clear from the manner in which you carry yourself that you have been most diligent in your training. But you are not the only one who has mastered the technique imparted to you. Behold my Eorzean bow, perfect in balance and form. Bow, I should say, not bow. Now it is time for your next lesson. Watch carefully my hands, Mithrie. With this mudra, the shinobi can summon the energies of the earth, chi, in our tongue. Etch its form in your mind, and I shall show you how to employ it in battle. Okay, so let's complete and get chi. Awesome. So I'm now going to put it onto my hot bar. I'm going to put it somewhere where I'm actually likely to use it. I'll probably juggle this around at some point once I'm more used to ninja. Anyway, so let's do the next quest. So the next quest is called Once Upon a Time in Doma. So Oboro would impart a new mudra to his promising pupil. Chi, or Earth, marks the second mudra that you have learned. With this, you are ready to begin the next phase of your training. It is through the combination of mudra that you will find new techniques. The first technique I would impart to you is Raton, lightning release. When heaven joins with earth, lightning will flash and thunder will roll. In other words, form the mudra 10 followed by chi, channel that energy forward and bolts of lightning will surge from your hands to strike your foe. As this is a more formidable technique than the Fuma Shuriken you have wielded thus far, I have taken care to reinforce the Mo Kujin outside the storehouse. Strike it with Raton and I shall observe. Okay, so let's go. Right, so let's now do this. So we want, oops, press the wrong button, lol. So we want 10 chi, nope, I did that in the wrong order, good for me. My training was a failure. I'll never be the true ninja. I'll have to try again. Okay, let's try this again. So 10, chi. There you go. So very well. Now recall what I said during our first lesson. The techniques at your disposal are created not merely by which mudra you form, but also the order in which you combine them. When earth joins with heaven, the skies will rain fire and ash. In other words, form the mudra chi followed by 10 and channel those energy forward, and searing hell's fire will engulf your foes. But be forewarned, these techniques require considerable exertion of your spirit. After performing one, you will observe that some time is required before your mind settles and you are able to wield another. Now demonstrate Kaiten for me on the Mo Kujin over there. Okay, so it's the other way around this time. So we're going to go Chi 10 Raton or Katon, whatever. So splendid, your grasp on fundamental mudra combination is firm, but knowing the how of the technique is only the beginning. You must also understand when to employ it. Chunin is our word for a shinobi who has attained full mastery of 2 mudra techniques. In our tradition, when a student is deemed by his master to show such potential, she is led to a waterfall outside the village to conduct intense training. I cannot take you to Doma, of course, but my maps tell me a place in Upper Noscea that should suffice. Footfalls. The name is less than auspicious, but it will have to do. Meet me there and we shall proceed. Okay, so we need to go to Upper Noscea to Footfalls. So I'm actually going to go to Aleport and then run north. The other way to go would be to go to Camp Bronze Lake and then take the ferry. It's up to you which way. They take equivalent time. I do try my best when it comes to pronouncing the words, but I don't know. For I am not a real-life ninja, and I do not speak or understand Japanese, so I just have to read it as it's written. And my English is not the best either, so I'm kind of screwed in every direction. But I try my best. But that's why quite often during my episodes you might see me say, I don't know what that word means, I need to look it up. So even though I am a 30-year-old man with a degree, I can still learn. I feel like it's raining all the time these days. It's miserable. I don't know if it's on purpose or if it's just coincidence that I'm out in the world when it's raining. Okay, so the footfalls are there. I remember them as well, that they're very pretty. I remember during the beta phase that we came here with like maybe 100 Lalafels just to look around and do the Aetherites and stuff. That was a fun march of the Lalafell. I don't know if anyone else watching has ever been to one of those, but they were really fun events during the beta phases. Anyway, here is Oboro, and we have a fight in our hands, so let's do this. Hopefully I won't fail. So Oboro says, until today I knew this place only as letters on a map. Gazing upon it with my own eyes, it is even more beautiful and powerful than I could have imagined. Yes, this will serve us well. My people do not worship your deities, 12. Our gods are all around us, in the trees, in the soil, in the crashing waters before you. Close your eyes and open your heart to the sound of the rushing falls, that you might purge your mind of all worldly thoughts and distractions. The techniques you have learned will serve you well in battle and confuse the order of your mudra, and you can just as easily turn victory into defeat. It is imperative that you keep a single focus of mind. So it is that masters have brought their students to falls like this one for training since my ancestors' times. Who is the more foolish, the fool of fool falls, or the fool who comes here without realizing he's been followed? That's that weird guy again. So, Kurusu. Now here's a curious scene. The dim one is accompanied today not by his swallow, but a chirping horsebird chick who fancies herself a shinobi. The dim one is displeased. This after our hero postponed 2 assassinations to make this little journey. Could his friends not greet him with a smile and some crumpets, or whatever it is Eorzeans take with their tea? The dim one ponders, how did our hero know to find him here? Yet the answer is plain as day. The dim one is a creature of habit and tradition. Where else would he bring his prized new pupil? Tradition. Our hero spits on tired tradition. No, for he is a shinobi of a different feather, ever changing, never predictable, but always in style. Those who cling too closely to tradition are bound to suffer the fate of their forebears, or are the lessons of the past so soon forgotten? Ready yourself, Mithrie. It appears that your training today will be of a more practical sort. But of course, all you had to do was ask nicely. It would be my pleasure to be your teacher for the day. Your first lesson, little chick. Raton's lightning will strike a single foe, while Katon's flames will raise many. Wield them wisely, or don't. It's only your life at stake. So, how generous is our hero, putting aside his killings and spyings to play mother hen to the horsebird chick. You will try to keep me entertained, won't you? I hope I don't fail. The lesson begins. Cool. Okay, I see. So we have to do... I'm not going to run through any weird AoEs. Cool. So I'm remembering 10 chi is lightning, chi 10 is fire. There we go. That wasn't so bad. Okay, so let's see what Oboro has to say. So, you fought well, Mithrie. I, however, should have known to expect the traitor's attack. I was careless and put you in danger. It will not happen again. It appears that Kurusu has taken an interest in you, and I fear this complicates matters some. Let's return to the docks. There is much I would tell you. Okay, so let's go back to the storehouse. So quickest way is to teleport to Wineport and then run south. So thankfully it's not too far of a run to get there. Never would have thought inside the storehouse is a dojo. Okay, here is Oboro. So, I will tell you a story of our past, a story of the traitor and why he must die at our hands. Growing up in the same village, I have known Kurusu since we were both children. Since we came of age, we began our training together under Master Geke. From a young age, it was clear that Kurusu possessed an innate talent for our art, and few could rival. I spared no effort in my training, yet struggled to grasp the techniques that he would master effortlessly. Okay, I can't even pronounce, so I haven't even mastered English. In my own way, he possesses a mind singularly devoid of wasteful thoughts, a mind seemingly unclouded by concepts such as right or wrong, good or evil. Despite this, deep down I always thought of him as a brother. All that changed on that fateful day when the Garleans shattered Doma's defences. Someone had betrayed our homeland, sold our secrets to the enemy. Looking upon my friends as their bodies lay broken and bleeding, I saw a figure flee into the hills. It was Kurusu. Were I younger, more naive, I might have pursued Kurusu as he fled in an attempt to reason with him, but it was clear that this man, this demon, was no longer one of us, if indeed he ever had been. Even Master Geke did not survive the slaughter. Did Kurusu bear him some grudge, or was it merely a student's ugly pride? For our master's fate was the grisliest of all. His body mangled, his once proud face shattered beyond all recognition. I once held out hope that if I cross-blade with Kurusu in battle, that I might understand something of what it was that made him do those horrible deeds. Yet each encounter only raises more questions. One thing is clear, however, Kurusu could have killed us back at Footfalls had he seen fit, and yet chose not to. It was as if he were testing us, testing you. Needless to say, this does not change our mission. For his crimes against Doma, Kurusu must pay with his life, and yet his thorough knowledge of us and our art has put Tsubame and I at grave disadvantage. But you, Mithrie, your thoughts, your movements are still unfamiliar to him. Yes, your presence might just serve to break his focus and afford us an opening. Yet, to accomplish this, you must become stronger still. Promise me that you will not let up in your training. Okay, so let's complete the quest. And that's it. So that's the level 35 ninja quest done. So now it's just a case of keep leveling until I hit level 40. So anyway guys, that's it for this episode. Thank you for watching, and as always, goodbye from me, and goodbye from Mithrie.